Good afternoon, Edison friends. I'm Father Julian Borda, and today we're looking at the fourth art installment for our special series on biblical art. Today we make our return to Italy, and specifically today to Venice, with the artist from the 16th century, Paolo Veronese, who painted this beautiful and magnificent magnum opus called The Wedding at Cana. So, as you may not be surprised to hear, this is a depiction of Jesus' first miracle in the second chapter of John, turning water into wine. And you can already see here that this is a very busy painting. There's a lot going on, a lot of different people all involved in different things. You see Jesus and Mary in the middle, and so there's going to be a lot that we're going to dive into. Obviously, we won't have time to look at everything, but we'll have a good chance to look at some of the key features that help us understand this miracle a little better, and the message that Veronese is trying to send to us through this beautiful, beautiful and very colorful painting. So I think it's important first to have a little bit of the historic context of this painting. And one thing that is very remarkable about it is its size. We did the calculations, and it's 32 feet wide, just about, and 22 feet tall. So if you think about even just our church building, I am not entirely sure that this painting would even fit inside of our church building, to give you some context. But it's meant to cover an entire wall. And it was built specifically for a monastery off an island off the coast of Venice. So this is the San Giorgio Maggiore Monastery. It's on an island off the coast of Venice. And we can see here, just a beautiful setting and a beautiful monastery. And so Veronese painted this for the dining hall, the refectory in this monastery. And it was hung up on the wall, so all the monks, as they were eating their meals, they would look up and see this beautiful depiction of the wedding at Cana and be reminded of Jesus' work in our food. So we see that here, and then it got taken over time. Very interesting history for the painting itself as well. The French ended up pillaging it during the Revolution and changed hands a couple of times, but it ended up, instead of being for those poor monks in Italy, in the Louvre in Paris. And it's one of the very largest paintings in the Louvre's collection now. And so very interesting how it ended up there. But as we look again at the painting, we need to understand what the audience was that Veronese was looking at and what that changes about it. So we see here, again, all of these people and different agendas, and Veronese is actually depicting a who's who, almost, of the Renaissance period. So, in addition to the, obvious figures, you have Jesus here with the halo, you have his mother, Mary, with the halo, from 2,000 years ago. You also have several other people being depicted. So you have here, Veronese put himself into the painting as one of the artists, and he brought a lot of his artist friends in as well with different instruments. You can see he's added the dogs who are enjoying some spoils. So, at a typical Italian wedding, this would have been the audience here. And so it's very interesting that he's put Jesus and Mary here at the center, which, of course, for a Christian understanding, that's the best place for him. But in a wedding, he would not have been in that place. And as you can imagine, the wedding wouldn't quite have looked like this. But what Veronese is saying here is that, Jesus is at the center of all of these different chaotic moments within any wedding, and especially within large weddings where people are all trying to talk to each other, eat, drink, be merry, dance, all of the different things that people get up to at weddings. And Jesus here, very calm, at the middle of it, almost still. And Mary as well, looking at her son, whom in the story you'll remember she encouraged. You need to help them because they've run out of wine. And so because Jesus listened to his mother, he went and turned water into wine. And so we see all of this here. But there's other interesting things being shown as well in this painting. So here we can see just a little bit, again, what I was saying earlier about the who's who. And you'll see here, for example, Suleiman, who's at the time, in the 1500s, the Sultan of Turkey. And there are many other figures of that period as well. There's Cardinal Pole from England. There's the Holy Roman Emperor from Germany. There's different important people. And so in showing all of these people, even though obviously historically they weren't there, Veronese is making the point that this wedding, this huge wedding, where we're told Jesus turned hundreds of gallons of water into wine, where there would have been hundreds and hundreds, if not perhaps even thousands of people, that this is a place where all of the important people were gathered. And this is, even in a moment like this where Jesus seems so, socially speaking, not important and powerful, he still is at the center of it all. And we see here the bride and the groom. So again, very interesting that they're at the end of the table. So this is the groom here and the bride and the servants bringing the wine. And we see here the steward of the house who is very impressed with the way this evening has come together, that, normally they pour the best wine first, and then as the night goes on, they serve inferior wine. And he says, you have actually saved the best wine for last. And so we see here these two here who are very curious about the wine, this lady here as well. They're all looking not necessarily at the couple, but at the fine wine that is now being served. And we see as well on the other side of the painting, so this is the bottom left corner. On the bottom right corner, we're seeing the servants bringing out this wine, bringing out the water as Jesus has told them to, and allowing him to miraculously change it into wine. And so and you see all the people looking. There's a lot of curiosity here. Everyone in some sense is, looking at something else and distracted, in a room full of distractions. And so we're looking here at this very important painting, which helps convey, the chaos of human life and the chaos of these big events where it seems like, they're running out of wine and they're trying to scramble to get everything together, and people are drunk, people are distracted, people are hungry, and of course there's all these other hidden agendas with all these political figures going on. And yet, at the center of it all is Jesus Christ, who, with the help of his mother Mary, has a plan to bring forth great things out of this, to show who he is, to show who God is, through a very unusual and special miracle. And Veronese in this painting helps us to see this great power of Jesus Christ, not lorded over the others, but shown gently and intimately in a very special and sacred moment, despite all the chaos going on. So again, there's a whole lot more to say about this painting, but I'll leave it at that for today, and just say thank you for joining me on this journey, and I hope that it has been an interesting glimpse into something that Veronese is pointing to in the wedding at Cana. And I'm looking forward to looking at more scenes from the life of Jesus depicted in art in the several weeks to come. So you all take care. God bless you all. Bye-bye.